Hello, welcome to the daily political tarot readings here on Black and Orange. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. I have these rules and guidelines that I live by. Number one is keep your word. Number two, drama belongs in fiction. And for all of that, it may seem from your perspective, the drama that goes on to try to get things going, trying to make this work or that work, or the overlays or the internet, or these are just progress problems. These are just when you try to do something this elaborate at the same time every day, things crop up. It's no big deal, not really. So having said that, I will point out that there's a tornado watch going on. It's raining. And there's a tornado watch. So it should be fine. It's actually from now until about 7 o'clock this evening, so probably not an issue. If the tornado sirens do go off, I am going to cut this short and grab the cats and take them down to the basement, but it should be fine. Just letting you know. All right, so thank you. I'm glad you like the flowers. I certainly did. All right, so you have me. I have got my chocolate protein. I've got cards, and I'm here to take your political questions. Tonight, for long-suffering patrons at 8 o'clock, from 8 to 10, we have our monthly tarot social where you've got me for 2 hours with a deck of cards and whatever you would like to read on. We usually don't end up talking about politics, but every silly, wild, crazy thing. So anyway, that's once a month on Patreon. Links in the description. Okay. All right, so I'm going to scroll up. I'm going to look for anything in all caps in the chat. Just put your questions in the chat in all caps, and I'll know that you're talking to me. Anything that is not in all caps is how you talk to other people. So just type normally for other people. Put it in all caps if you're talking to me. 10% of all income that comes into the channel goes to feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That's an ongoing thing. And we do have some questions I didn't get to this week, but we'll see. We'll see. I might cover some of those tomorrow, or not really sure. So, okay. I will scroll up. I'm going to look for your questions. Yeah, Sherry, I got to take a break from politics every now and then. True. And it's usually very quiet here on Saturday. It's I get fewer views and things are a little more laid back around here. So, just even at this, let alone in the evening, but just this. So, okay. All right. Oh, Fi has a question. As we are hopefully getting to the end of the 45 debacle, what will you read on? Do you mind if I make that a question? Because it would mean, what are we going to move on to as the end of the 45 debacle? These were the days of Trump's lies. As the end of the 45 debacle begins. What will you read on? Okay. Fun. Okay. I'm curious too, because it's not just going to be me. It's going to be stuff that you're interested in, because I take your questions. I have some of my own, but I take your questions. So. Okay. Thank you, Fi. Holly in France, it's a beautiful Saturday evening here. Oh, lovely. Oh, that's wonderful. Good. Steve, I'm feeling political fatigue. It's like everything moving quickly, but standing still. Pushback from the far right is disturbing. Steve, I think that is the best description I've seen of what's going on right now. It feels like everything is moving quickly, but standing still. I want to say, hang on, does anybody know when does Mercury retrograde end? Because I know it'll end and then we'll be in the shadow, so it'll get better, but it'll still drag on a bit. So the moving quickly can be still going back to like Mercury, making sure, did I remember that? Did I double check that? Did I get a copy of that? Did I sort that out? So I know how you feel, Steve. That's a great explanation or a great description. Thank you. Okie dokie. Do. And John is agreeing. Yeah. Looking for anything in all caps. Anything tall. Anything at all. Okay. Ellie, why is Putin so obsessed with the U.S.? Envy. Okay. Why is Putin so obsessed with the U.S.? All right. And if I don't have 12 questions from you to by the time I get down to the end of the chat, I'm going to cover some of the stuff we didn't cover this week. Okay. All right. Good old first come, first serve. Okay, looking. Hello, Stephanie. All right. And hello, Mims. Helen Sweet. Does Trump still think there's a chance he'll get off free? Ooh, Yvonne. Love and light from Copenhagen. Copenhagen. How do you pronounce it? Please let us know. Helen Sweet. Does Trump still think there's a chance he'll get off? Okay. Okie dokie. Thank you, Helen Sweet. That'll be number 3. Will the builders get jail time for cutting corners? Oh, geez. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Will builders get jail time for cutting corners? Okay, that'll be number 4. Thank you, Fi. Okay. Hello, KD. Okay, Sherry, will more info come out about the supposed building structure failures? Oh, well, we're going to read on that, Sherry. So that tragedy. Kiata Taylor, why has DeSantis not sent the National Guard to help with the Florida collapse? He hasn't? He sent National Guard to he sent too many to the Texas border or whatever? National Guard. 2. Oh, that's just... Oh, DeSantis. I'm so looking forward to the day when Justice just comes in on your door. Okay. Ellie, what is the future of U.S.-Russia relations? Okay. Future of U.S.-Russia relations. Okay, got it. That's Ellie. Great. Thank you. Thank you, Ellie. That'll be number 6. Oh, we've got a number of questions here. Okay, Pegasus. Will 45 try to flee the country? Would anyone in their right mind want him around? Pegasus. Will 45 try to flee the country? Got it. Thank you. That'll be number 7. Pramali? Is that how you pronounce it? Thank you. Debbie, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Debbie. Happy birthday. Vicky, when is Andre coming back? I love his YouTube posts. I'm afraid I don't know. Steve saying can't be soon enough. Another Trump rally today. Yes. Let's look at the Trump rallies and how much can he stir things up. And Trump stir the pot. Okay, Steve, I'll put you down for that one. There we go. Thank you. Okay. Yes, Pamela, justice is moving forward. Yes. Cat Shepherd 4 days ago. Ended on the 22nd. Oh, thank heavens. We're still in the shadow, but at least it's going forward again. So it hasn't. Usually, it's a good week where it went backwards, stopped, and now it looks like it's going forward again. But it's covering ground it's already been over. So it went back and it got the stuff. And now it's kind of organizing the stuff under its arms or holding the stuff as it's about to walk out the door and move forward. So more information comes out. I am so grateful. I mean, like grateful that the charges against Trump Organization are not going to happen during Mercury retrograde. Thank you. Because usually things like this that happen during a Mercury retrograde have to be revisited later. They fall apart or they have to be revisited later or something like that. That's what happens with the Mueller report. And you know how frustrating that is. So thank you, guys. Okay. Rita's asking, what will be the outcome of negotiations with the new leader in Iran? Oh, okay. Hey, Geek Out Billy. So glad you're back. Oh, so glad you're back. All right. Rita. Outcome of negotiations. There we go. With the new leader. Okie dokie. Got it. That'll be number 9. Thank you, Rita. All right. Okay. Did YouTube just dump a bunch of stuff? Okay. I don't think it cut anything off though. Stephen Haggerty has a question. When will the darkness take Mitch home? Do you mean in a permanent buying a farm way, in which case I don't read on that? Or are we just talking about home like in Kentucky? I'll read on Kentucky, but I'm not going to read on the farm. Lola, what does General Milley think of Matt Gaetz? Do I need to read on that, really? Do I need to? Is there a lot of question? No, I'm serious. Is there some question? I am no fan of hazmat gates, but Stephen, let's look at all the darkness. I'm sorry, I just like the wording of that. Take home. Okay. Lola, I don't know that I have anything I could add to that. But let me know if there's something. Is there a question about it? Is there something I don't know about the story, which is totally possible. But let me know. Thank you guys for your help. I really appreciate it. Okay. Oh, Irma, what's going on with Elaine Chao? She's been very quiet. Ooh. Okay, so then we have a UK question from Deb. Okay, so we've got Irma. That's going to give me 12 for today. So Irma is asking, okay, what's up with Elaine Chao, who has been quiet? Okay, and Deb is asking, will Matt Hancock this beautiful building in Chicago? It's nothing to do with Matt Hancock, but the Hancock building in Chicago is beautiful. Anyway, Matt Hancock, the UK Health Secretary, resign. All right, so I've got my 12 questions for today. That taken care of. That's taken care of. Okay. All right, let me get my cards and we'll start it. How great was it to see? I was watching, before I came on, I was watching Lori over at the Way of Positive Change. I am so glad she's back. She's so sweet. Lori from Way of Positive Change, Lori is such a blessing on this earth. Sweetest energy. Fantastic person. So, okay. All right. So, there was a good evening from England, but I didn't see who that was from. I'm sorry. Those of you in the UK and elsewhere where it's available, I am so jealous that you have access to blackcurrant flavored everything. We do not have that here, and I wish we did. The blackcurrant thing I have is I keep a jar of blackcurrant jam in my little mini refrigerator. So, I agree, Dave. Lori's so cheerful, even when she doesn't feel her best. Yep. All right. So actually, let's start in merry old England. Oh, yep. It took me a moment. Rainy. Oh, blackcurrant squash. It's like blackcurrant, and I'm thinking gourds. It's like, oh no, squash, the drink. Yes. Yes, Rachel, yes, a blackcurrant flavor. I love it. Absolutely love it. But what happened in the U.S. is back in the day, the blueberry farmers got together a huge lobby to limit blackcurrant farming or currant farming in the U.S. to give themselves an advantage. That's literally why we don't have blackcurrant flavored everything here. But anyway. but we should. Pammy, Autumn, I just got blackcurrant jam this morning at the store. It's fantastic. All right, I am done shuffling. Pollywand is asking, does the Queen suffer from white privilege? It's not in all caps. I'm not touching that with a barge pole. And since it's not in all caps, I don't have to. Talk amongst yourselves. All right. Let's start in the UK. Let's start with Deb's question. At 21. Matt Hancock in the UK, the health secretary, will he resign? Yes, it is time to change the anti-current laws. The current laws? I'd say I'll stop, but you know I won't. You know there's more coming. Okay, Matt Hancock, Britain's beleaguered health secretary, apologizes after being caught breaking social distancing rules. And there's an affair video. He had an affair with his aide. His wife's Wikipedia page is trending. Oh no, his wife's name is trending on Google search. What a maroon. Matt Hancock, come on down. You are the next cliche dinosaur who should be out of office. Matt Hancock. His energy is his energy, it's about the width of a person, or size of a person, but it's like a tube, like you'd put a tube or shape of a person, but it's like in the ground and it's just like swirling down, like something being constantly flushed. I'm serious. That's what his energy's doing. Am I the only one picking up on that? It's like, oh, dude. Whew. Page of Cups. Oh, that's a point. It doesn't say here whether or not he has kids, or what the age difference is between him and Gina. But it's childish. There's definitely childish energy around this. Let's see what we've got here. Childish emotions. Knight of Wands. Oh, 3 children. Yeah. If you take a vow, clean up your mess before you move on, you rotten human being. Well, now. These cards are very straightforward. It's just, this is horrible and I don't want to talk about it, but I will because that's why I'm here. Death of his marriage. She might feel like she needs to stay or keep things quiet for the sake of the kids. He's Mr. Important Health Secretary. This is Mr. Frisky trotting on out. And this was inevitable. It would come out. Matter of fact, I would doubt this is the only thing he's ever done. Hello, edamame. So, You've tainted every moment till death do we part. It's from a Kimbra song, if anybody's wondering. Kimbra with a K. It's called Good Intent. It's excellent, and I love the choreography in the video. Okay, so you're going to have to leave your cushy little job, Mr. Frisky Cliche. And with that name, seriously, you couldn't be you couldn't be more of a cliche. The only way it could be more of a cliche is if it'd been done in for indecent exposure. Oh, look, we're back here again. Apparently, it's a continuation on last reading's episode. His wife's going to be okay in the long run. It'll just take time. I've got the exact cards reversed, but this time with strength in the middle. She's going to be okay. Mr. Frisky is not going to learn from his lesson. Yes, Rowan, he does have a grip on the situation. Let's see if I can get any information about his future job prospects. 3 cards. He doesn't deserve more. Thank you, Jolie. Again, we're at the Hierophant card. Mr. High up in the government, in the institution. You're an idiot. Yes, you are. I'm not getting massive job. There's some brouhaha, and he's a rotten human being. But he's sitting pretty. We're reading on UK Health Secretary Matt Hancock, who is a complete, a man of no honor and a cliche. And his wife's going to be fine. It's just going to take time. You know, I'm going to say this is just a tiny bit of editorializing here and channel. So I'm just going to say one thing before I continue on. I'm all for this idea of, consenting adults and not staying, it's not staying in an unhappy marriage. And some people have open marriages or whatever the situation is. I am open-minded. I'm not saying that people have to get married and stay married forever. No. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that what kind of selfish privilege do you have that you think you can just swan around treating the people around you, the people the person you've given your vow to, with such disrespect? What kind of entitlement is that? That doesn't make you free or modern. That makes you a liar and a slime bag. Just saying. If you took a vow, you chose to take a vow, clean up your mess, then move on. In my opinion. Okay. Moving on. Ashley the Super Don't know what you mean. Anyway, Hope Green, his boss, Johnson, had an affair when he was married, and his wife had cancer at the time. And he has more illegitimate children than Trump. Yes. Yes, Dave, you must be open and honest and true to your word. Absolutely. And Catherine, thank you. It's very kind. Thank you. Yeah. You want to live the modern, that's fine. But it doesn't give anybody the right to be an donkey's back end. And I'll leave it at that. Okay. Let's go to 31. Alrighty. Okay. The question I was asked was, as the end of the 45 debacle, we hope, is hopefully happening in sight or whatnot. Thank you, Ashley. Acadia, I agree. It's called integrity. Yes, I agree. Thank you. GM Dave. We'll go with GM Dave. No sneakies. No sneakies. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you, Mims. Okay. So anyway, as let's change this to 45. As the, in theory, and the Trump debacle begins, what will I read on? And I thought, well, why not do a reading on that? Because it will also talk about what we're. Oh, Matt Hancock just resigned? Really? He quits. I just see him sitting pretty. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for letting us know. He just resigned. Huh. God, he's fine. Does he have, like, is he going on to like a cushy job or something? Has he got somewhere he's going to go? Thank you, guys. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you. Okay. All right. So 33. What am I going to, once this Trump stuff is over, what am I going to read on? What are you guys going to want me to read on? Oh, Hope he's going to, Hope Green saying he'll be lobbying for an NHS sell-off. Yeah, he's going to be sitting pretty. Oh, sorry. Okay, we're back to this. Dave is saying you felt his energy. Maybe he thinks he did the right thing. He just feels petty, emotionally immature, and selfish. I'm serious. He does. Emotionally and spiritually, he's a very small man. Okay. I'll try again. How many times? 34. 34. What am I going to read on as the Trump debacle? No, thank you, Guy. So what are we going to be reading on after Trump? Oh, there's stuff to read on. I'm trying to get a sense of what it is, but I've definitely got a sense of tension in my stomach. Polly Wanda, post-Trump. Read on Trump's daily prison activities. I love that. Oh, Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Beginning of financial or something material stuff. Okay. It could be, so it's anything material. So it could be because we are really casting the net really wide. So we're looking for clues as to what's going to be. What are we going to mainly be reading on? This is the start of something material. It could be money, but it could also be like earth changes or something like that. Okay. This will be good here. Okay. Plans, lack of funds, resources, being legally hemmed in, women's rights, equal rights. It's not just women's rights, it's trans rights, it's equal rights. There's hope for the future, but there's clean up on aisle everything. Injustice, fighting injustice and climate and infrastructure. Because a lot of the infrastructure comes out and it's going to be about who are people going to be held responsible for the poisoning of the water. Are human rights, prison reform, poverty. What are we going to do about this? Environment, like where we live. Environment, feel like the world. Climate change. Climate change is moving right on up in that list, which may seem like, oh, well, that wouldn't be such a big, No, it's going to be incredibly important, and we'll be reading on all kinds of things related to climate change. Creative ways to clean up the oceans. New laws about holding people responsible. So enough to keep you busy for many years to come, probably. Oh yeah, there's going to be all kind of. I'm kind of assuming this is post Trump, as in post even court cases and stuff. I'm reading on a few years from now. Ace of Pentacles again for the reading. Okay, I'm seeing suddenly bright sunlight. And whereas it was so dark in here earlier, I actually had to turn the camera up. Did I shuffle? Did I stutter? No. Okay, did I not? Got two in the middle. Tower being hemmed in. Sun. Knight of Cups. Well, this is the same stuff. This being hemmed in, human rights again, but also climate change. Climate change, droughts, floods, storms. And what can we do about it? So those are going to be the big things. Okay. At 39. All right. You guys are so great. I so enjoy talking to you. Alrighty. 39:30. Putin, why are you so obsessed with us? Yeah, Stephen Haggerty. There is a certain amount of SSDD, but I think it's going to be the environment and storms and things. They're getting worse. I'm sorry to say. And we're not doing enough right now. We're not doing anything enough right now to really stop it from getting worse. Eeks. All right, Putin. Why are you so obsessed with us? Why is Putin obsessed with the U.S.? He's a toddler holding one of those honking great hunting knives. Nobody can take it away from him. The moon, chaos. Inside Putin's head is not a beautiful neighborhood. Not a lovely place. He's obsessed with us. He got so close. He got so close to just decimating the US, and it was so easy. And he just comes over here and just keeps pushing buttons and riling people up. We're supposed to be the big power. He's like, you're not a big power. There's a comedian, I actually saw it on TikTok, but there's a comedian who was talking about the countries of the world like people in high school. And America is the big blonde-haired, blue-eyed jock who the guys mostly defer to, and think of someone, imagine all of these different countries as teenagers in high school. There will be nasty people who don't like that the jock gets all the attention and accolades and has a rich home life and their family is rich or whatever. You want to take him down a peg, because Putin is not emotionally mature. He has more emotional intelligence than a lot because of his training and because of his ability to manipulate people and find their weaknesses. But these people I read on every day, very few of them are what you might call towering specimens of mankind. Oh, yeah. So anyway, get a life. Speaking of get a life, 4330. I have a nice big bag of microwave popcorn waiting. I usually make popcorn in this glass container, but just for ease and quickness, I do have one box of microwave popcorn, vegan microwave popcorn, and I think I may be popping it next week. Does Trump still think there's a chance he's going to swan his way through this and off he goes? Whew. Where are you, Trumpy? His energy's in New York. I don't know if he is physically, but his energy's in New York. So you think you're just going to swan your way through this one? Because here's the thing. I've been listening to the various talking heads on TV about the idea of the Trump org being criminally charged. some people are saying, yeah, but they're not necessarily going after the people or Trump himself, or then maybe they will eventually, maybe they won't, and on and on. But someone else pointed out, and they said, if you look carefully at Trump's loan contracts, there you will probably find that there's fine print that says, if your company is indicted, we can demand our funds back. That makes this contract null and void, and you owe us this money. This is, according to what I've been hearing, and correct me if I'm wrong, but what I'm hearing, this will be the end of Trump org. And he is so insanely over leveraged. It's all debt, and it's all awful. Harry's mom, popcorn must be popped on the stove with coconut oil. Oh, no, look, I understand. I just don't have a stove. There's one downstairs I guess I could use, but I don't have one. So, sword of truth. Oh, that's gonna smart. Something you are not. Google Peace. I'm late. What did I miss? Not a thing. UK Health Secretary Matt Hancock, who just resigned, is going to be fine, but he's a scumbag. What am I going to be reading on after the Trump thing is, all this Trump stuff is basically done? A lot of it's going to be human rights, but big time on the climate change. Why is Putin so obsessed with us? It's because he's got the maturity of a toddler with a hunting knife. Now I am looking at, does Trump think there's a chance he'll get off? Okay, all the night. It feels like the horse is being put into like gather here and gather there and go walk around. All right, they're going to be gag orders. There are going to be, but that's a mess. This feels like gag orders, but that's a messenger. Trump side is somebody on the Trump side, and I think we can guess who. It's not going to be able to keep their mouth shut, but it's supposed to go quiet. And these are the two sides gathering. I don't know why. It's like I'm seeing a field, a grassy field, and there are these horses, these different horses for the different sides, and there are like fences that like move them in certain areas down and around, and they're all trying to get to the center platform, something, center area where the legal stuff is happening, and the different horses are coming through. So he knows that he's watching the different forces form, but he's been through stuff like this before, just maybe not on this scale. And he made it through before. Trumpy, Queen of Pentacles. It's the banks. It's the banks. It's all the all the multitude of money people, like banks and stuff, that he's got his eye on. What are they going to do? Okay, legal stress. Of course, it hurts his little feelings when Democrats are happy. And I've got this again. I've got this in the center again, this silence, this legal quiet. And there's the message. and it's just rearranged. Does he blow through a gag order? Does he get himself into even more trouble because he won't be quiet? Well, think about it. I mean, if they basically dissolve Trump org, what does Trump have? It's one thing to get rid of the charity foundation. It's another thing to get rid of the university. But the whole company? Trumpy, Trumpy, Trumpy. Where did you get the money, Trump? And they're talking about taxes and whatnot. There isn't even money laundering. They're not even talking about money laundering yet. Oof. It's sitting over here. Law enforcement coming quickly. It's never enough. All the money they got from Russia, all the money that Trump gets from his suckers, it is never enough. So he's still out there grifting, hustling. Oh, this is going to hurt. It's going to hurt the kids too. His kids. I know they're adults. It's just an easy way to say it. What I'm getting a feeling of is whatever gets you through the night. I think it's a question worth asking. I'm glad we looked at it, but I really do have a feeling of this is going to happen. And it's going to be really, really bad. And however he's going to denial, rage, it's like, as long as there's actual justice, getting and I'm not saying it's not a question worth asking. It's just that's the energy I'm getting, which is okay. 53. Will the builders get jail time for cutting corners? Debbie saying he might be calling Tiffany soon. I can hear the convo. Do you have a couple of million I can borrow? Yeah. Well, isn't she marrying someone who's incredibly wealthy? Rachel, I agree. Justice is slow, unfortunately. Yes. So, 54. Will builders get jail time for cutting corners? Yes, a billionaire. And they had a healthy 8-pound pot roast. Will builders get jail time for cutting corners in Florida? Oh, man. Long nights. Long legal nights. Lawyers, paperwork. Fortune in lawyers, multiple people. Empress. Oh my gosh. And it's gonna be it'll be on the news. Just sending some Positive energy to the victims' friends and family, those closest to them. Positive energy to the rescuers. And all those who lost their lives. Bless you. And all those who survived with trauma. Bless you. Man. This is what happened to them. Subpoenas. Page of Pentacles. They don't have enough money, so there are going to be major, massive inspections of other buildings all over. I know. Isn't there were two buildings that were built at the same? It was one of two buildings built at the same time, or something like that. But it's not just there. They're going to be seriously inspecting other buildings just over time. The builders themselves, they don't have a lot of money. But what about criminal charges? Because normally, I think it was Lewis Black who was saying that weather people should be in jail. He was talking about how some weather person was saying, oh, we're going to get, 2 inches of snow. And they ended up getting 2 feet of snow. And it's like, you're almost 2 feet off. 2 feet. He said, if you were a builder and you put a roof on that was 2 feet off, you would be in prison. Oh, and there are fires under the rubble. Jeez. Man. Evidence, so much evidence. But I am getting inspectors, just all over. And I'm getting that very strongly. So, okay. Chariot. Oh, yeah. Law enforcement's going to come say hello. Knight of Wands. Maybe that's trying to fight back. I'm not sure. It's lawyers who are going to benefit from this. Jolie says the mayor said in a news conference they're looking at building permits right now. Gary's saying the original contractors quit the project. Money reasons. The replacement contractors cut the corners. These are families decimated. This is lawyers making a ton of money. Law enforcement. All right, but this is not answering the question. We need to get past this sad, awful as that is. Plus every one of them. And as much as money as the lawyers are going to get, we need to get past that to the builders who cut corners. Is law enforcement going to nail you to the wall? Press. Three of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, High Priestess, World. It's construction. That Knight of Wands and this cutting corners, waiting for your ship to come in, but also standing there by the water, where you're building by the water. Damage. Whatever life these people thought they were going to have, buried. They just illegally bury them 6 feet under, put them in an oubliette, and just slam that door closed. It may lead to some improvement in the construction in Florida, the level of corruption in construction in Florida. Let me see. Will it improve the situation? Will there be less? I know I'm being naive, but could this lead to less corruption in the construction business in Florida? Okay, law is being made. That's a card for the reading. Okay. A lot of money to be paid. A lot of money to go around. A lot of vested interests. Oh, and DeSantis is the governor, isn't he? Oh, Gail's saying the problem is the contractors go bankrupt and the homeowners get screwed over. Yeah. Merchants. Get rid of DeSantis and there'll be a chance of less corruption in future. But as long as those people are in charge, but at least they will go and inspect all kinds of buildings. SAS 78. I'm sure collapse in Florida is linked to cutting corners and climate change. People will begin migrating away from the water. The Keys now have relentless flooding. You know, I read a lot, and I've always read a lot. And I've never been to the Keys, but I've read lots of novels set there. Good and bad as far as what it's like there. It always sounded fascinating. I just don't like heat. But all that's going to be lost. Climate change is going to be the thing. Sterling Rose is saying the building was sinking for years. Oh, geez. Tis rat. Mobsters go to the beach to tan their wallets. Whew. Holly and Francis saying Death Santis will have a lot to answer for in the next life. Mm-hmm. Hillbillies saying most of Florida is going to be underwater by 2050 to 2100. Yep. Hey. All right. So speaking of Death Santis, 103:30. All right, Death Santis. Why hasn't Death Santis sent National Guard to the Florida collapse? Wow. Oh, Gary, Death Santis has finally asked for FEMA help after 48 hours? Man. Polly Wanda, are we living in the last years of a golden age? If I don't read on that today, we'll read on that tomorrow. Where did I? Wait, I missed it. Mass exodus from high rises? It's very possible. Are we living in the last years? Well, the energy I'm getting from even just asking that question, Polywanda, is, well, it's not really a golden age if you are not wealthy and white. So All right. Why hasn't Death Satan sent the National Guard? Geek Hillbilly makes me glad I live in the eastern Kentucky mountains. Yeah, actually, golden age of corruption. Well, Chicago has its own issues, but considering what tornadoes just did to Naperville. All right, Death Satan. Sent National Guard to the Texas border, but not to the building collapse or to assist with inspections of other buildings or. Yeah, people are incredibly scared. There are people in other buildings who won't sleep in them now, who are just going to just take the loss and move. They will not be able to. People in buildings that had nothing to do with that builder, but maybe in the area, but they're like, I can't, no more. That's sad. This is a lovely card. It tells us so much. Okay. I have got an Ace of Wands, a Seven of Cups, a Justice card, a Knight of Cups, and he thinks there are enough people there already. And the more people he sends in, there actually does feel like in the background that the more people he sends in, like if he sends in the National Guard, it's somehow it might actually even be more liability for the state when people start suing the state, as well as that if he keeps escalating the level of emergency, you can say in court, oh, the National Guard were there. There's some CYA here, and he thinks there are plenty enough people. He is an awful human being, but every time I read on him, trouble's coming. Trouble is coming for him. All right, 108. I just love doing this with you guys. Seriously. All right. Let's have a look at what is the future of U.S.-Russia relations. Oh, we're back to the toddler with the hunting knife. Future of U.S.-Russia relations. Oh, much falling out. Putin is not going to behave himself. Biden would actually just leave Russia alone if Putin would just hush, but he won't. Biden got stuff to do. I'm busy. Oh, I got to go deal with that toddler again. Burden of the past, burden of ongoing stuff. It's the relationship is, there's a lot of burden in the relationship. Knight of Cups. Okay, there would be overtures of trying to get along, maybe try to work out some treaties or something. There might be some success with arms treaties, nuclear arms treaties, something. Yeah, Putin's got a Putin. Yeah, and there's the autocrat. Still trying to stir the pot and divide us and do the cyber stuff and I don't know, throw some people out of windows in his own country and poison a few outside of his country. You know, the huge. We might get some arms deals out of it. But Putin's gonna Putin. That's what I'm getting. Okay. 110:30. Will 45 try to flee the country? All right. Well, Trumpers. Trumpy Trump Trump. Poor little Trump Trump. Will he try to flee the country? Something about him not being safe if he's overseas. There's a real feeling of him having to really fear for his life if he's overseas. And it also feels like if he lives overseas, he may lose all Secret Service protection. All right. Keep Kilbane, the second he's indicted, he'll sure try. Ace of Cups, overflowing, blubbering emotion. I usually have great empathy for anybody who's upset and hurt, but he's so awful. Okay, Empress. That's America. That's a card for America. This is where we're starting on the map. Judgment, which is starting to come in the next week, hopefully. The Moon, he's going to be just a wee bit upset. It's going to be he's going to be feeling his feels because he's a thief and a grifter. Oh, he thinks he can bribe and buy his way out of it. Same way he always has. Yeah, just throw some money at the people for the re-election. Throw some. I'm not getting traveling cards here. I'm getting grifting. Big time trying to con and grift and manipulate and suddenly it's getting really bright and I'm having trouble seeing the cards. Hang on 1 second. Need to turn that off. Okay. It's better. All right. Okay. Holly and friends, tell him Diet Coke doesn't taste the same here. It doesn't. That's true. It doesn't. Yeah. He wouldn't be safe. Okay. So we got that. So we answered Pegasus' question. Oh, okay. 114. Trump rallies. How much is it? Is he going to be able to stir the pot? While I'm shuffling, there are people who will complain when I touch my hair too much or do too much with my hair. But I've got Saturn on my ascendant. And I really, really have this urge to brush my hair. You have no idea how much I want to brush my hair right now, but I'm not. I'm not because it upsets some people. And you'd think, oh, she's vain. I'm not vain. I have Saturn on my ascendant. If it's not perfect, if it's not done right, don't do it. Okay. Sterling Rose says, no way, brush it. Thank you. Hi. Okay. Okay, that's it. I'm brushing it. I'm getting my brush. I'll be right back. If you're watching this on replay, things will be time-stamped. Lena, brush your hair, put it up, braid it, take it down, again, repeat. I know. Mama Bear, brush it. Who cares? Oh, thank you. There. And anybody who's watching this can... Oh, all right, I feel better. Anybody who's watching this can just go down to in the description box. Okay. Oh, much better. Okay. You guys are very sweet. Thank you. Polly Wonder, brush your hair? Okay. Brush your teeth? No. Who cares about them? I don't think I'm generally pretty immune to a lot of the negativity that is sent my way. But when you have a YouTube channel, the amount of negativity is what sometimes it gets to be too much. So, oh, is Boo Boo cleaning himself back there. There we go. All right, so 117. All right, Trump rallies. How much is he going to stir the pot or be able to stir the pot? Oh, thank you. Oh. All right, Trumpists. Poor little Trump. All right, he's going to go out there and be belligerent and awful and just let his oversized blue clown pants fly. See how much trouble is he going to be able to stir up? I'm getting him being ignored. I'm getting Trump being ignored. He's going to hate that. Knight of Wands, yes, going out with people who are going to go out and say how great he is and take America back or whatever garbage he's pushing. Katie, your hair is your antenna. Not surprised you feel the urge to adjust the energy coming in. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Oh, Marilyn, I do. I'm afraid I'm already down. We're at number 8. Sorry, but I'll be here tomorrow. I'm literally here every single day. Insult to injury. White supremacy. Oh, but look what's hanging over him. So he's going out there acting a fool, and he's going to make bad legal decisions. He's going to talk when he shouldn't. He's going to do all kinds of icky things he shouldn't be doing. I guess he's a moron. Trump. And that's what's coming for him. But is he going to successfully stir up his dwindling base? And I am getting a mental image of like a big puddle drying, shrinking. Love Jalu, I do see you there. Yes, brush all the cooties out. Is he going to be? Is it basically? Is going to be successfully stirring up more trouble for the rest of us? He's just trying to raise money. He doesn't care about any of this. He just wants the money. That is all he cares. All he cares about. Knight of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. Worry about legal matters. You know, like the apprentice theme. Money, 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 money. That's all he cares about. paying those legal bills, paying money. That is all he cares about. If people take it as a dog whistle, he doesn't care. All right, well, that's clear. Normally he just wants to suck up the adulation, and there's some of that, but it's mostly he's going to say some things he shouldn't. Okay, that will get him in trouble legally. But the people, we're asking about the audience, the MAGA people. Christine, so far with $1,000 per ticket, there aren't many takers. Are you kidding me? Trump or someone around him is going to prison. The insurrectionist people are, or a lot of them are, but no, this is the energy. It keeps circling back directly onto Trump and his family and his problems. Card on the floor. I'll get it in just a second. Okay, wanting to stir things up. Nice, heinous, racist. Okay, going up there and saying what he wants, getting people to pour out their emotions. Oh, to make money. To make money. So I don't think, I'm not getting MAGA. Hey, Kevin, couldn't pay me $1,000 to attend. I'm with you. Yick. All right. 122. 30. Outcome of negotiations with the new leader in Iran. There's a new leader in Iran. Oh, am I out of touch? Oh, grief. Stephanie's saying Tour de France just had a crash by a fan's lack of attention with a sign. Oh, jeez. Man. Ashley, his energy is so huge it drowns out the whole crowd. Yes. It really is. And the reason his energy is able to be that big is because those people are feeding it. They are willingly giving their energy to him. Trump and O'Reilly want $7,500 for a ticket to see them for Griftmas. Carmela, again, thank you for that. That Trump O'Reilly thing in December. Yeah, talk about Griftmas. Good grief. 123.30. Okay. Outcome of negotiations with a new leader in Iran. On the one, it feels like in Iran, it feels like on the one hand, they're like, all right, thank heavens, we're finally dealing with somebody stable. Oh, fine, it's a hardline or a dictator. We're finally dealing with somebody stable in Biden. But with Trump, we were able to maybe finagle some things or manipulate. There was in the chaos, there was some possibility maybe we could come out better in the situation. With Biden, it's much more, this is how it is. But you can have your people talk to his people. And that's exactly what Iran needs, a hardline dictator. Page of Cups. Okay, we're still in early days of the Biden administration, which means we'll probably be a different situation later, but we'll see. Okay, in Iran, they're hurting economically, the sanctions. Yeah. Communication. That's America. A little humanitarian, a little allowing food through, or it's not like rolling out the red carpet. Yay, you're our favorite people. Everyone's not going to be like, yay, you're our favorite people. But at the same time, it's not Tower and Devil and Calamity and, So at least for the first part of his administration, so that's good. Okay. I love the wording on this next question. I love Stephen's wording on this next question. 6:15. The question that Stephen asked was, quote, when will the darkness take Mitch McConnell home? I'm going to read on home as in Kentucky. Yes, I will read on that. Home as in buying the farm. No, I don't read on the buyings of the farms. But I will read on when will the Reaper return to Kentucky? Return home, as in to stay. Ashley saying Kentucky. No. I mean actual Kentucky. I'm not. Oh, all right. Shaky. Oh wow! I'm suddenly very conscious of my body and feeling shaky. And I mean, I'm fine, by the way, but feeling shaky and weak. He's got pills that are helping him mask the symptoms. I don't know why I'm getting that, but that's what I'm getting. Trying to outrun death. These senators like Mitch, they have really good health care. Not like the rest of us. He thinks other people are idiots and he can just do what he wants and he can manipulate them and just be hardline and it feels like he's going to be in theory, this could be a heart attack or some medical procedure, but it actually feels more like seeing other Republicans facing legal problems. So I don't know if he might be there for a while yet. Let me ask for any kind of qualifiers. Is this just... Is that his health failing, or is that Republicans getting hit hard legally? That's someone who fights for the Trump extremism. Not enough Republicans, Democrats working together, partnership. This could be health, but the communication. He's under some serious health. They're watching his health, like a lot. I imagine he has a lot of doctor's appointments, but he's still working. He's still in this low ebb of energy, low ebb of power. And just to be clear, he has learned nothing, and he's still mean and awful and selfish. So that's what I'm getting. Do ask other readers, though. Irma is asking about Elaine Chao. At 1:31. All right, Elaine Chao. Reaper adjacent. Dave's saying McConnell has no pulse and can't be seen in mirrors. I learned something interesting about that idea. I don't know if you guys... Oh, CNN. Trump kicks off his revenge tour against Republicans who defied him, hoping to convince his supporters to oust one Ohio lawmaker. Not being able to see, vampires not being able to see their reflection in a mirror. Do you know what that comes from? This is random trivia. Right before I read on this last question. It's because mirrors used to be made. They were so expensive, and mirrors used to be made by putting silver behind glass. It was the silver behind the glass. And it was the silver that would negate the magic. So it isn't modern mirrors. It's the silver in older mirrors that would negate the magic, the glamour that the fae and these nasty creatures could throw over themselves to look vaguely human. Anyway. All right. Sterling Roses is saying, I was hoping they would get 45 before he started his rallies. I think he's going to be made fun of more than anything else. So. Oh, thank you, Scott. I heard that the other day and I thought that was really interesting. All right. Elaine Chao. 33:30. You've been awfully quiet. All right. So Reaper adjacent, Elaine Chao. Okay, cards are coming straight off the top. She's just a wee bit worried about her husband. The sun and the moon. Knight of Swords. Lovers. Ugh. 10 of Swords. She's very worried about her husband, but she's very worried about legal stuff coming back to bite her and or them. Do tell. What is this about? Have a great day, Stephen. So, Elaine Chao, are you expecting legal trouble? I think somebody's already talked to her about it too. It's a messenger, but that's just Trump stuff. Mitch is no Trump messenger. Must be a message that was sent to McConnell or through, Elaine Chao. She was the secretary. Okay, Secretary of Transportation. All right, so there's already been some kind of subpoena or committee, something. And she's not going to help because she's the star. And that is a legal decision. But it's not going to end well for her. It's going to be a part of shutting down all the Trump corruption and whatnot. In the past, I have seen her fleeing the country, though, when things get bad. She is the one I have picked up. Just it's like, okay, you're about to be indicted. And she's like, see ya, suckers. So I'm going to let me see what the cards say, because the energy feels pretty clear. Things here starting to get dicey in various areas. Queen of Cups, Justice, Two of Wands, communication, legal problems, disappointment. She actually might stick around. She might actually stick around for a while. She's really worried about what's his name. Okay. And then the last question, I think I know some of the answer, but let's have a look. 137. This will be my 13th question today. Are we Polly Wanda was asking, are we living in the last years of a golden age? Geek Hillbilly is saying, no, Disratton is saying that Chinese takeout doesn't necessarily flourish in Appalachia, and that's just sad. Veggie fried rice with big chunky vegetables. Hold the egg, add cashews. Yum. Are we living in the last years of a golden age? If you think about the Gilded Age, the 1890s, 1900 to 1910 kind of area, it was a Gilded Age, but only if you were rich, if you were white and rich. Hermit. No. People will look back at us and be thinking, seeing the pandemic. Hard to have a golden age when it's a pandemic. I know what you mean, though. This is no attack on the question. I think this is an interesting thing to look at. Four of Wands, Lovers, Tower. We've been through a lot, but we are strong. No, we're in the aftermath of Trump. We've been through a pandemic. We've been isolated. We're strong. We'll get through it. But this will not be the people are not going to look back at this as a golden age. They're going to look back at it the same way we'd look at Nixon. If you put the 1918 pandemic together with Nixon, had that at the same time, not a golden age, but yeah, and the insurrection. So, but we made it through. We made it through together. All right. It's not a second dark age. No. It's not going to be that bad. But we did the environment thing is going to be. It's going to get worse before it gets better. It's stinky. But anyway. Thank you so much for being here. I will be back tomorrow. I am literally here every single day of the year. weekends, weekdays, holidays, your birthday, my birthday, I'm here. All right. In 2 hours, I'll be over on the Book Art Media channel. Hopefully getting some writing done. Things keep interrupting me when I should be writing, and other things have to be taken care of during those times. But I need to go back to the writing. Anyway, we'll get there. All right, and I will be back tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to it. You guys are great, and thank you. Thank you. All right. See you tomorrow.